We saw in the Coffeezilla series text messages from the entire group chat that outlined and showed specifically the internal conversation and intention to coordinate when everyone was able, allowed to, or should sell / hold to control and have control and manipulate the price of the cryptocurrency, which is illegal. That's market manipulation. He has been very careful to not acknowledge that at any point in his 3 responses, and he's certainly not acknowledging it here.
Hello, HalfPint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video.
So the first thing I want to talk about is Logan Paul's response to the CryptoZoo thing. This is his 3rd response, and it details a 3-step plan for CryptoZoo, and this is after he deleted, the initial response to Coffeezilla and the Impulsive podcast episode. So this is that official response that Coffee was waiting on. Many of us are waiting on. I don't actually know if Coffeezilla has responded to this yet, but even if he hasn't, I think a lot of us had thoughts around it. No, he hasn't yet. He's probably building a response.
Coffeezilla is not a...
That's deafening. That's the first thing I have to say about it. Too loud. Wow, he's clearly in a big spacious room or outside or something.
Criminal. I called him. I apologized. Coffeezilla is not a criminal. I called him. I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire.
All of us already knew all this. Like, most of us knew Coffeezilla wasn't a criminal. Most of us knew that he called him and apologized because that's why we were given the delay on everything.
An ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens.
Yeah, and he was angry that he never made any money and never sold any tokens.
And I only had the best intentions going in. But the fact is, suing Coffeezilla is not going to help CryptoZoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of me. You guys mean the world to me, so I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game, and it will add value to holder tokens. Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially, you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3.
So I think that right there, this is such a unique situation because we saw in the, I'm trying to pull them up here on my other monitor, but I'm not finding them. I'm not having luck with it, but we saw in the Coffeezilla series text messages from the entire group chat that outlined and showed specifically the internal conversation and intention to coordinate when everyone was able, allowed to, or should sell / hold to control and have control and manipulate the price of the cryptocurrency, which is illegal. That's market manipulation. He has been very careful to not acknowledge that at any point in his 3 responses, and he's certainly not acknowledging it here. He's trying to make himself look like the ultimate victim here, like I got screwed over just as much as my community, so I don't even want to make money off this anymore. That's not true. Like he's acting like his intention to make money off it was ignorant and like, oh, I thought it would be cool for me to make money with my community, and that was the intention. Now I realize there's a conflict of interest there. Bullshit. The texts show that you clearly had an incentive and a specific incentive to make lots of money here, and you had a coordinated plan to manipulate the market to do so. So basically Coffeezilla calling this out has forced him to now shell up a bunch of money to, help the investors recuperate some of their losses because the scam was called out early. And part of the reason the scam was even called out early is because Logan got scammed by the scammers he hired to help with his scam. Which was why it was so easy to see that was the intention, because he was so furious when Crypto King or his buyer friend accidentally bought way more tokens than they thought they were going to sell. And he was like, oh, it's no big deal, it's just a few more tokens. He was like, nah, fuck your buyer, what happened to this number? And like talking about all this stuff. So like that shows that there was a plan. Someone strayed from the plan. Logan was furious that the plan was strayed from. There was clearly an agreed upon plan between all of them. That's where the illegal activity lies, the bulk of it. So all I've thought this entire response video is like, I'm still not hearing you acknowledge the illegal thing you did at all, or take responsibility for it. And that's the part I'm most interested in. I want to hear you comment on that.
Obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs, completing the...
Wait, what was that? Subject to change, working on finalizing what will be the fastest, most accommodating to all current ETH and BSC holders.
The marketplace and obviously completing the releasing your animals into the wild to accrue your yield function. To say I am disappointed in how this was handled internally is an understatement.
I was supposed to scam millions of my fans, and instead I got scammed, and now I have to give my fans $1 million? Like, this sucks, guys. It's so rough when you try and take advantage of like the people who look up to you the most in this world, and you end up getting taken advantage of. Like, wow, just how could people be so heartless?
There's a full internal investigation going on along with an audit, and we are going to pursue full legal action for whomever needs to be held accountable.
I think that's so interesting. We're gonna, whoever needs to be held accountable. That's an interesting thing. Like this internal investigation. Okay, whatever, buddy. I'm sure your internal investigation will find you were the most victimized victim of all time, and that it's just the wrongest wrong that's ever happened to anyone ever, while somehow simultaneously glossing over and never acknowledging the fact that all of you were engaging in market manipulation tactics and attempts, which is illegal whether or not you succeed in your initial plan. So I could give a shit about his internal investigation or what his audit finds. I'm more interested in if any actual authorities will step in and prosecute this for the blatant scam and market manipulation that it is. But from what I've learned from Coffeezilla and watching some of these videos is sometimes it has to be over a really high dollar amount threshold to actually get federal involvement. So I don't know if it'll happen. It definitely needs to happen. Like, we basically have all the proof that someone knows how to do this stuff, is willing to do this stuff, and wants to do this stuff. There's no reason for us to expect he won't do it again.
If any money is recovered in the process, it'll go right to the community. My sole obligation is to my supporters, and I know this video is long overdue. Here it is. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me. And
for how this is unfolded thus far. I don't know.
That I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me. I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation, and I promise to be transparent and disclose any information we find out in the process. And lastly, thank you, Coffeezilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation, and I mean that. Thank you, bro. Coffeezilla.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a piss poor response. I bet he's still pretty mad that Coffeezilla called him out. I think he's really pissed that he has to give up some of his own money now. He was already clearly pissed that he wasn't able to scam his investors based off of the video. Salt Pappy versus Jake Paul. I need it. About to watch the most hype. Okay, yeah. Thanks for all of the transparency and updates. So he hasn't really said anything. Thanks for all the transparency about your brother's fights, though. That's really appreciated. It's not like you have something important going on. So it was pretty much a nothing burger response where he's not acknowledging. Once again, he's disregarding entirely the bulk of the claims and the biggest problem with the entire situation. And I 100% think that's calculated, if not by him, by his legal team. You know, don't talk about this. Don't draw attention to this. It's only going to make it harder. But as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't even come close to taking accountability or acknowledging the situation. So it's not surprising And at this point, we're just waiting for either Coffeezilla to respond to this and call that out, or more information from his internal audit that I'm sure will be so informative. But yeah, that's about it on this situation right now. So see what happens.
Thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitch to join us live, like and subscribe, and I will catch you later.